What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a final review video on the AMT 1963 Chevy Impala SS. So very fun kit. I'm sure if you've built this kit, you know this kit is kind of crazy from factory. You can do this multiple ways. I think it's like a 4-in-1. You can do a bunch of different versions. Of course, I took my way, basically stock, and it's a decent kit. I will say that it's an okay kit. It's not the best kit, but I will say it is a decent kit. So basically, what you see here is I basically did kind of like a street machine version of it, and I'll explain why I did that here in a little bit. But overall, any issues with the kit, there's no issues. Everything snapped together very nicely. The clear parts went in nice. The interior just literally snapped to the end because there's big locating pins where the chassis goes into the body and where the interior snaps in. And also that goes for your clear parts. So there's a big locating pins where basically all the big parts snap into, which is good, because this is an very old kit. I want to say this kit's probably pushing about 40 years old with the mold and stuff. But it's a really good kit. I believe this used to be an old screw bottom kit, but I think they patched it up a little bit and made it not a screw bottom where it just kind of clicks into big pins. So the kit is decent. The deep level of detail is not really there. It's because it is a really very basic kit. This is a promo style kit because, well, there is no full-on chassis detail. Everything on the chassis is molded in. But let's go ahead and show you what we did to my version and tell you about the kit some more later down the road. So the thing with it got good. The body color is actually blue umbo from Splash Paints. And I gotta say, this blue looks really good. It's like a dark blue. I did it over black primer from Splash Paints, or dark primer, my bad, dark gray primer, and I gave you that dark look to it, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And then I did his pure white on the roof, and it looks really good. And of course, we went over it with 2K clear from finish 1, all done with airbrush, which is really nice. The chrome is bare metal foil, so that looks really good. Only thing 3D printed on the exterior is the wheels and tires and the door handle. Door handle is 3D printed. The wheels and tires are really nice, and the reason why I went with these wheels and tires is, I'm sure most of you know by now, is I did this car basically as the cover car on the N.Y.S, which is the 2026 N.Y.S cover car for 1963. So that's basically what I replicated this kit as, with the blue and those wheels. Of course, I believe the art or the cover art box, whatever cover car you want to call it, does not have a roof or the red interior, but I wanted this car to represent as red, white, and blue as well for the 250th year anniversary of USA. So this is basically my USA build of the year, which is pretty cool. All the chrome has been stripped. Well, basically all the chrome, it means just the front bumper and grille and the rear bumper. And all the chrome you see here as the wheels and the door handle is actually AK Super Chrome. Now I have figured out the recipe and I figured out how I did the Super Chrome, because if you use the Super Chrome from AK or the Molotov Chrome pen refill pen, or even the Revell spray chrome, you might notice those chromes take forever to cure, such as maybe like a month for it to actually fully harden and cure. I figured out the recipe on how to make this chrome cure within about 4 hours. So I will have a specific on how-to video on that here in the next few days. Or if it's already out, I'll link it down below. But this is a really good chrome. It looks really good. It's not super shiny where it's fake, but yeah, it has a good shine to it where it looks pretty good, and it matches the the bare metal foil really nicely. So that looks good. This kit does have molded in headlights. I didn't bother screwing those out or drilling those out and putting in actual lenses, so we just went with it, and we just did those with I think it was like a Sharpie, like a gray, or not gray, but like a silver Sharpie, and it kind of gives it a little accent, and it kind of blends out with the actual chrome. The grille, the whole bumper and front grille is molded one piece as well. But again, it is all chrome, and it's put a nice black wash in there. It really looks the part with some black wash, so make sure you put some black wash in there. And also the brakes and the wheels are 3D printed as well. So that's pretty much about it. That's 3D printed off this kit. The back here is a titanium silver from Tamiya, that is their acrylic lineup, and I drilled out the taillights because the taillights are actually molded into the body. They're like a pop-out taillights, which is what this car had, but since I was doing kind of like a street machine, so I just drilled out those headlights and just did in some like LED lights. I put in like a clear piece of styrene sheet in there and just did it in clear red, and the headlights are sunk, or taillights are sunk in, so it looks good. You can't really see it here because on the angle, but on the pictures there is red in there. It looks really cool. So that's pretty much about it for the exterior. We're going to skip the chassis because the chassis is all molded one piece. That goes for your axle, your exhaust, and all that good stuff under it is bare bones basic, so we're not going to bother showing that. For this kit, you do have an option to do an engine plug, so if you want to, you don't want to detail the engine, you can just pop in an engine plug. I probably would recommend that because the engine, I did put in an engine, which we will get to here in a little bit, is not really detailed. I mean, I did wire it and stuff, but we'll show you that here in a little bit. But I probably would recommend doing the engine plug, and just when I do take this to shows, I'm just gonna keep the hood shut because the under hood is not really best. But before we get to that, let's go to the interior. The interior is basically all bone stock from the kit. We did red. This is a red from Vallejo. I did their bright red, but it was too bright. It kind of looked like an orangey red, so I darkened it. I put some Vallejo black in there to darken the red, so that looks really good. So that goes for the door panels, the dashboard, the seats, everything, the floor. We did dark red flocking for the floor, for the carpet. I added some seat belts from Go for Racing in there. The center console is molded in, so I painted that by hand or with a paintbrush. That is the 8K chrome as well, but you can use a paintbrush as well. It is a bit thin, but you know, a couple coats on that, it looks really good. The steering wheel, again from the kit, and that is with the 8K chrome as well, with a black wheel. And the only thing that I did in there, besides the seatbelts and the flocking, is I did put in like the shifter on the steering wheel for like the blinkers and stuff. That is actually just a little piece of like a piece of brake line from Go for Racing, and I just put a little dab of super glue at the end and paint it black and get a little ball look at the end and just put it in there. So that was pretty cool. So give it a little column for the windshield wiper and for the blinkers and stuff. But that's pretty much about it. And again, the seat belts looks pretty good. The shifter is in the kit as well. I did that black, I think. So, but overall, the interior looks good. Again, the detail is very poor. Only thing molded separate is literally the dashboard, the steering wheel, the steering column, and your seats, your front seats. That's it. Everything else is molded in. Your back seats molded in. The chrome part in the back seats is molded in. Your center console is molded in. Door panels are molded in, so very shallow in the door panels, but not too big a deal. Again, this is a very simplified kit. So, but it does look good. It looks decent. I'm not gonna say it looks good, but it does look pretty decent for how old this kit is. So that is that. Let's go ahead and go under the hood. We'll actually pop the hood off right here because I took the hinges off. And this is what I mean by, if you want to, I do recommend you putting on an engine plug. If you want to use an engine in this, you can. I did it just for the heck of it. I did wire it and plumb it and stuff, just give it some detail in there, but the engine detail is very poor. I did get people commenting and say, no, you should use a 3D printed engine, and I didn't really want to because it's a pro model style kit and the transmission isn't like a full-on transmission. If I did a 3D printed one, I would have to cut the transmission in half and stuff. It wouldn't look too good. So I just used the kit engine, but the kit engine looks okay. I was going to say it's okay. I did paint it in the Chevy engine orange red color from Duba Cover. So that is that. For extra hoses, there is no radiator hoses. So if you want coolant hoses, you are gonna use those Brighter Lines or coolant hoses from Go for Racing or whatever, for black or whatever. So there's no coolant hoses. There's brake boosters, very poor detailed. The only thing that is 3D printed under is the brake booster, so that is 3D printed. But other than that, the engine bay is very bare bones. And like I said, when I do take this to shows, I probably won't even pop the hood open because just how basic and how boring it is under there. Because again, I believe this kit was actually meant to just be a curbside. So if I were you, I probably wouldn't waste my time detailing this engine. Again, I detailed it just a little bit, nothing too crazy. But if I were you, I probably wouldn't just waste my time on it. If I were you, just put it in if you want to, or just put in the engine plug that this kit comes with and just be on with it and just glue the hood down. It's up to you. But from the exterior, this engine or this car really just shine. We're gonna pop the hood back on because I'm tired of looking at that engine. But the hood on, it looks really good and it looks fantastic. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much about it. You can do this car in like 4 different ways: stock, you can do a custom, you can do a race, or you can do like a modified, really weird, crazy custom. It has some weird, really quirky parts in this kit. So if you've never gotten this kit, just check it out. I did an unboxing video. If you want to check out my unboxing video, you can see what's in this kit. There's some really weird parts. I will say, if you are doing a stock version like I did here, you're basically throwing out or getting rid of like 50% of the kit, because most of the 50% of the kit is like its custom parts. So if you're just doing a stock bare bones car, you're not going to be using 50% of the kit pretty much, or at least 40% of it, because a lot of it is just that custom weird stuff. I guess it is kind of cool if you want to do like a really funny, like Halloween car or something, but some of the stuff in this kit is kind of weird, it's kind of quirky. But again, can't make a complaint because this is a really old kit. But overall, the stock version, it looks good, it looks the part. From the exterior, the interior, like I said, it is lacking a lot of detail, but it does look decent. But other than that, guys, that's it. And yeah, pretty fun. It was a fun build, very fun build. You can definitely knock this out within like a week or so, not even, probably 24-hour build, even if that. Even though it did take me about a month to build this, but you can easily do this in like a 24-hour build. That's how simplified this kit is. But other than that, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. There are some pictures of it in the photo booth at the end. But until my next video, we'll catch you next time.